Okay, we're gonna do a test play for this KMC. It's a KMC model number KMG 12, or no, KMB-1221G is the model number. It's a 12-inch black and white TV, and I was just gonna do a quick test play just to make sure all the knobs and it's turning on and everything are working, because I'm gonna sell this. But I was gonna do a separate video hooking up a VCR to this to show people how to do it. But I figured I might as well just do it all in one video. So we'll start by plugging in our TV. Okay, here's our power and volume right here. Let's turn it to the right. I'm sure you can probably hear that. So let's turn the volume all the way down. And yeah, so good. As you can see, well, I apologize for my shitty webcam, but it is in fact turned on. Here, I'll lower that shade too, maybe that'll help. Should have done that beforehand. I don't know if it'll help much. Yeah, not really. Not really, but you can see. And if I probably lower the brightness, there you go, you can see that a little better. I lowered the brightness so it won't blow out the webcam. But yeah, so you got your brightness knob, and that works, as you could see. Contrast, which you're gonna be kind of hard to tell that without a picture on it. And then all of our knobs, this is our channel. This is the VHF knob, which was the one primarily used in America. All of them are nice and snappy, and it goes to each one perfect. Now this is the UFH channel. This is what you would have used probably like in Europe or something, I think. You might have to check me on that. I could be wrong. That's why I always thought it was for. But, and then we got the volume. Okay, yeah, we already tested that. So anyway, now we're gonna go ahead and try to hook up the VCR to this TV. Now, in order to do that, this TV, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off real fast so I can flip it around. This TV, as you can see, this TV doesn't have your traditional red, white, and yellows. What you have to do is use coaxial in order to get this VCR hooked to this TV. Also, in addition, you will need an adapter that I have laying around somewhere. It is a UHF, VHF, FM matching transformer. It looks like this. So what you'll do is you'll need a Phillips screwdriver. And so you need to take these prongs and put them behind these screws, these VHF screws. Don't use the UFH, use the VHF screws, the bottom ones here. And it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just, you don't have to take the screws all the way out. Just loosen them a little bit so you can slide the prongs back in behind them and then tighten the screws behind them. So we'll do that real fast. Okay, awesome. So, let me move my microphone a little bit. So, we got our transformer in. So now all you simply have to do is just take coaxial cable, which is just your standard, cable TV cable, and just plug it right on in here. And then the other end of this cable is in the VCR. Yep, in the VCR, and it's in the video out. Coaxial. Now, I saved some time and went ahead and put the coaxial cable in the VCR because it's kind of a pain in the ass to screw it in there. But this one won't be so hard since we got a lot of access for our fingers. And in general, I hate coaxial cable. It's like really stiff and you can't really manipulate it. It's just like the worst way to ever. I'm glad these days are over. Let's just say that. But I do have an appreciation for these TVs. And perhaps I probably should have put this on before I put it into the VHF ports. But I think we'll be okay. People will tell you not to use pliers. Yeah, I'm going to try not to. I usually agree with that, but sometimes if your fingers are just too fat for the space. There we go, we're okay here. Okay, so yeah, now we're all hooked up into the VHF screws, coaxial into the transformer, which is going into the VCR. So now I'll flip this back around. And hook up my VCR to power. We will need that. And I'll need a tape. Something I can reach here. I picked a few good men. Check that out. Okay. Hopefully it's rewound. Let me make sure. Ooh, it is at the end. Check it out. To play is human. To rewind is divine. I've never heard that one. Anywho, alright, so let's power on. And we'll keep the volume down for the moment. Oh yeah, and so when you do hook up a VCR to an old TV like this, let me scoot this over so you can see. Whenever you do that, you have to use either channel 3 or 4 on the TV. So you would go to, I can't remember what I have it set to. You'll have to look in the back. But on the VCR, on most of them, there's a little switch that you can set either to channel 3 or channel 4. So depending on which is set on the VCR, you need to use the corresponding channel on this TV. So I have it on. Okay. And I got mine set on channel 3. So that's where we need to be, is channel 3. And the reason they use channel 3 and channel 4, I believe, is because in most regions, you would have one or the other. So that's why they would do that. So like if you tried to use channel 4 and your region had an antenna signal for channel 4, you would have some interference and maybe even some ghosting, if I remember right. Or maybe that just happened on only cable, no VCR. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. But anyway, we're on channel 3 on the VCR. We're on channel 3 on the TV. Where's my brightness here? Okay, well, on 3. I gotta turn the brightness up a little bit. Let's turn the VCR on. And we're gonna pop in. I might have to rewind some of this actually before we start. Let me just do a little rewind. And I'm going to have to turn the volume up because what's probably is going to happen is I'm probably going to get sound, but I won't get any picture. And then I'll show you how to deal with that as well. That's probably good. Oh, I got a little something. Hey, lucky me. How'd I do that?
Murdering a lieutenant with 4 letters of commendation.
Why did
Markinson go UA? You'll never know. You don't think I can subpoena Markinson? You can try, but you won't find him. You know what Markinson did for the first 17 of his 26
I don't know
years
if I
in the
can
Corps?
turn the brightness down enough for you to see it.
Markinson's gone. There is no Markinson. Look, Danny. Jessup Star is on the rise.
Turn my light off.
Division will give me a lot of room on this one to spare Jessup and the Corps any embarrassment. How much room? I'll knock it all down to involuntary manslaughter, 2 years or home in 6 months.
No deal. We're going to court.
Joe? No, you're not.
Okay.
Why not?
Now,
You'll lose.
let me turn the volume
Danny
down.
knows it.
So as you can see, I got lucky, and my pictures already came in. I fiddled with this already to get it working, but I thought I messed up the fine-tuning enough to where I could do a demo on how to do that, but I can show you anyway. Let me get closer again so the camera can focus. Okay, so, and now I'm going to have to turn a light on so you can see. Let's see how this looks. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so obviously you have your knobs like I showed you. So if we go to channel 4, it ain't working because we're set on channel 3. We know that. So I get to get a little distortion here. But what you want to do if you're not getting a picture is there's an inner ring on these knobs that you can turn. Let me try to get the camera. There's a little ring right here that turns. And same on the UFH. And these are called the fine tune. This is how you fine tune stuff. And so you see as I'm kind of turning it around there, it kind of comes in. You know, you wanted to use these to get your pictures best you can. And also they pop out and like pop in. Like I think like if I pull out. I don't exactly know what that does. But as you can see, this is how you had to do it in the day to get your picture how you wanted.
Permission to speak. Jesus.
And we'll just play around a little more. And you're only going to get it so good.
When? After 6 months, we'll be dishonorable.
I mean, it's just the reality of the situation. You're not going to get a perfect picture.
What do we do then?
I mean, you're just not. And if you can, please someone comment below, because I'd like to know how.
Live our lives by a certain code.
But as far as I know, this is like the best way. This is the only way to really fine tune it. And to my memory, as a kid, like I just remember these TVs just being really unreliable and just cheap, bad fucking quality pictures. But at the same time, I got an appreciation for them. But that's basically the gist of it on how you get a picture on one of these and hook up a VCR. And that was my doorbell ring, and I need to get that. But this is the test play and how you hook up a VCR to a KMC 12-inch KMB-1221G TV.